Stop me if you've heard this before. Go to school, get good grades, get a safe job, save 10% of your paycheck, and retire at 65. This is the standard operating procedure for life. It's what our parents taught us. It's what society pushes. And for 99% of people, it is a guaranteed roadmap to mediocrity. Look around. There are people working 60 hours a week, breaking their backs, barely making ends meet. Then there are others, the top 1%, who seem to operate in a different reality. They work less, earn exponentially more, and their wealth compounds almost automatically. Are they smarter than you? Probably not. Do they work harder? Definitely not in terms of pure hours. The difference is that they are playing the game by a completely different set of rules. Rules that are rarely written down and almost never spoken aloud in average company. Today, on the Wealth Mindset Hacks, we are breaking the silence. We are exposing the 5 unspoken rules of wealth that separate the rich from everyone else. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we don't do get-rich-quick schemes. We analyze the actual habits, psychologies, and strategies used by high-income earners in the US and UK to build sustainable wealth. Today's video is a deep dive. We need more minutes because these concepts cannot be summarized in a YouTube short. If you are serious about changing your financial trajectory, turn off distractions and grab a notebook. We are about to rewrite your financial operating system. Let's get into rule number 1. Unspoken. Rule number 1. You must decouple your time from your income. The fundamental trap of the middle class is selling time for money. You have a salary or an hourly wage. If you stop working, the money stops flowing. The problem is time is finite. You only have 24 hours in a day. Therefore, your income is mathematically capped. The wealthy understand that to get rich, you need leverage. Leverage is the ability to control a lot with a little. Naval Ravikant famously outlined the modern forms of leverage. First, labor leverage, hiring people to work for you. This is the oldest form. It's effective but messy to manage. Second, capital leverage, using money to make more money. This is investing, stocks, real estate, businesses. Your money works while you sleep, but the holy grail of modern wealth is the third type. Products with no marginal cost of replication. This is code and media. Think about it. A software engineer writes code once and millions can use it. We record this video once and millions can watch it. The effort is disconnected from the output. If your income requires your physical presence to generate every dollar, you will never be truly wealthy. Unspoken rule number 2. The rich seek asymmetric returns. The poor seek capped security. Most people are terrified of risk. They are taught to protect the downside at all costs. They take the job that pays $60,000 a year because it's safe. They avoid starting a business because they might lose their initial $5,000 investment. The wealthy look for asymmetric bets. An asymmetric bet is an opportunity where the potential upside is exponentially higher than the potential downside. Think about angel investing. A wealthy person might invest $20,000 in a startup. What's their downside? They lose $20,000. It stings, but it won't ruin them. But what's the upside? If that startup is the next Uber or Airbnb, that $20,000 could become $2 million. The upside is virtually unlimited. You don't need millions to apply this. Learning a high-income skill is an asymmetric bet. The cost is a few $100s and some weekends of study. The upside is doubling your salary for the rest of your career. The poor avoid risk. The wealthy manage risk to capture massive upside. This brings us to unspoken rule number 3. Being good at what you do is not enough. You must be perceived as being the best. We like to believe the world is a meritocracy where the hardest workers get the biggest rewards. That is a lie. The world pays you based on the perceived value you provide and how difficult you are to replace. There are brilliant accountants sitting in cubicles making $80,000 a year. Then, there are financial strategists with half the technical knowledge who speak on stages, write books, and charge $5,000 an hour for consulting. What's the difference? Perception. The wealthy understand personal branding. They curate how the world sees them. They position themselves as experts, thought leaders, and authority figures. When you control the perception of your value, you control your price. If you are hardworking but invisible, you will always be underpaid. You must step into the light and own your narrative. Unspoken. Rule number 4. Your network is not just who you know, it's who knows you and what rooms you have access to. You've heard your network is your net worth. It's a cliche because it's true. But average people network transactionally. They hand out business cards hoping to get something. The wealthy network strategically. They understand the proximity principle. Wealth, deals, and opportunities flow within tight-knit circles. If you aren't in those circles, you never even hear about the best opportunities. How do you get into those rooms? You don't ask for favors. You lead with value. You become indispensable to someone already in the circle. You solve a problem for them without asking for anything immediately in return. You have to be willing to invest time and energy into relationships long before they pay off. The rich build alliances. The poor build contacts lists. The final unspoken rule, number 5, is perhaps the hardest to master. You must view money without emotion. For most people, money is incredibly emotional. It's tied to survival, self-worth, fear, and anxiety. When the market dips, they panic sell. When they get a bonus, they impulse buy to feel good. Their financial life is a roller coaster driven by dopamine and cortisol. The wealthy view money differently. To them, money is just data. It's a tool. It's points on a scoreboard. They possess financial stoicism. When they lose money on a deal, they don't spiral into depression. They analyze the data, learn the lesson, and move to the next trade. You cannot make rational, long-term wealth decisions if you are emotionally attached to every dollar in your bank account. You have to detach. Until you master your emotions, you will never master your money. These 5 rules – leverage, asymmetric risk, perception, strategic networks, and emotional detachment – are the operating system of the wealthy. They are unspoken because they are uncomfortable. They require you to abandon the safe path society laid out for you. But if you want results that 99% of people don't have, you have to do what 99% of people won't do. Start applying just one of these rules this week. Change your mindset, and your bank account will eventually follow. If you found value in this deep dive, hit the like button to help spread these rules to others. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wealth Mindset Hacks. We're building a community of future high-income earners, and we want you in it. I'll see you in the next video.